All right, guys. The first thing I need you to do, let me make all that nonsense get off the screen. Okay, the first thing I need you to do is please put your name in this upper right corner, just like always. Okay. Does anybody have any idea what an inverse is? Nobody? Kind of. I don't have my staple remover. I'll have to find that. So an inverse, the definition of an inverse is just a function I'll zoom in a little bit. That reverses or undoes how do I spell does? Is that does? Undoes? Each other. I'm not good at spelling, I'm really good at math. So where they undo each other. So in real life, a hammer is used to what? What do you use a hammer for? Put in a nail. How do you take out a nail? The back of the hammer, right? The claw on the hammer. Those are inverse functions. One puts one in, one takes one out. So for this one, for a regular function, you're going to put in x, you're going to get out y. For an inverse, it's going to switch. You're going to put in y and you're going to get out x. How we find it is we just simply switch x and y. For graphing, it reflects across y equals x. For just a quick picture of what that would look like, give me a shape, any shape in the whole world. Okay. So this is the line y equals x. It goes right through the middle at a 45-degree angle on through the origin. If I were to draw a triangle here, the inverse would reflect across, and you would have a triangle there. That's what you're going to be looking for. Really appreciate how focused you guys are. Come in. You can always come in, sweetie. It's only closed so that we don't have the noise from the hall. All right, you guys, let's break this down. Let's break this down into steps. So this should be a review from Algebra 1, this function notation. So we're going to go ahead and grab that paper right there, sweetie. So we're going to have FOG, F-O-G. Rolando, what you need, sweetie?
Huh?
What you need?
What do you mean?
I just keep hearing y'all talking. What you need? Is it not you? Is it someone close to you? Okay. Somebody needs something? Okay. There's going to be 3 ways that they can write this. They can write it FOG. They can also put the FOG in parentheses. They can also do, I wrote too big. F of G of X. It's a whole lot of parentheses, right? Most of the time we're going to just write this. But I want you to be aware of all the ways they could write it so that you won't be thrown for a loop if it looks a little different. We're also going to find the same thing but with a G first. So Goff can also be written like this. Can also be written as G of F of X. GOF. GOF parentheses X equals parentheses GOF, close parenthesis, open parenthesis, X, close parenthesis, equals G parenthesis F parenthesis X, close parenthesis, close parenthesis. Holy cow, that's a lot of parentheses, right? All right. What we're looking for is it has to work in both directions. So if both F and G, they both have to equal the X when you do your composition, they're inverses. Now I'm going to break down this first one with you to give you a quick review. Then I'm going to expect you guys to participate and help me do each part. Okay, so again, I'm going to set up fog. It may be easiest to think of it like this, where I'm going to have the F function with the G function inside. So just like we've done before, we're going to start with our f of x equation, and everywhere there's an x, I'm going to write a big what? Nope. A big, yeah, big set of parentheses. I use my finger as a space. Now it's telling me to plug in, g of x. So it's telling me to plug in g. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole thing and plug it in. On the first line, I'd like you to leave it blank so that when you're going through your notes for help, you can remember that you need a big space. On the next line, I would like you to please plug in. Can you see how I just took that whole equation and put it inside? You guys ready? What do we do with a number outside of a parentheses? It's called distribute. Yeah, multiply by everything. So what I'm going to do, what is 2 times -4? Anyone? Good. Now here, we could do this 3 different ways, and I'm going to show you my favorite way. I'm thinking of this as 2 times -7 over 2x. What do I do with those 2's? What's 2 divided by 2? So just cross them out. Part of why we're practicing our basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division is that's the foundation for everything. If you get good at seeing connections, everything's gonna get much easier in math. Can those go together? Are those like terms?
No.
They're not like terms, so you can't do anything. Does that equal x? Is it just an x all by itself? It is not, so it's not a function. Now I have bad news for you. We have only done one direction. We did the f direction. We now still have to do the g direction. Deep breath, y'all. Okay, so we're going to start with the g function, which is this one right here. I'm going to write down exactly what I see, except for, instead of x, what am I going to do?
Y.
Nope, what am I going to do? What did we do here?
Okay.
The parentheses with a big old space. What are we going to plug in? What is it telling me to put in it? What's that? Anybody know what that is?
No.
You don't know what's the letter?
That's okay.
Okay, f of x. what does f of x equal? That's what we're going to put in. It is. Okay, what happens with those 2's? Cross them out. We're just going to write down what we have left. Are those like terms? Yes or no? Do you guys know how to tell if something's a like term? They both have to have the same variable to the same exponent. Do those both have x's? Then they can't go together. That's as good as it gets. Does that equal x? So it's a no. Go ahead and open up to the inside when you have that written down. Okay. What I'd like you to do on this inside, I'm going to zoom out just so you can see what I'm going to do. I would like you to please draw a line down the center to divide it into 2 columns. It's going to keep it much neater. And on this side, I'm going to draw it only halfway down. So I need some space around the graph area. Okay, let's knock this out. Okay, so what's step 1? What does it say? If we go back to the cover, find what? Find what, y'all? Yeah, f of g of x. I'm just going to use fog. So we're going to find fog here, and we're going to find goff here. So far, are you with me? So since this is the f equation, I'm going to write down my f. So see how f is first? I start with the f equation. So I go ahead and put my big space for my x. Ben, do you know what we're going to put inside those parentheses? Perfect. The other equation, 2 minus 5/4. I'm sorry, I forgot the x. And that's supposed to be a 5. Jackson, what do I do with the -4/5 that's in front of the parentheses? Multiply. What's the word that starts with a D? Distribute it. No, you need to multiply. Distribute. Okay? Noe? Noe here? Absent. Okay. Matthew's here. Charles is not here. Juan, can you help me? Can you do the -4/5 times 2? Do you know how to do that? Okay, I'm going to put a 1 on the bottom of the 2. These 2 multiply for the top, and these 2 multiply for the denominator. Can you tell me what -4 times 2 is? Good. Can you tell me what 5 times 1 is? Good. Now, I can do this in my head, but I'm going to assume that everybody could use a little help. I'm going to write this guy down, and I'm going to write this guy down again. See how I have them right next to each other, so it's easier to see how the multiplication is going to work? And then I'm still bringing this guy down right here. Matthew, do you see anything that we can simplify with this group right here? Does anything cross out? I'm sorry, Matthew, what? Yeah, the 4's can go. Josh, do you see anything else we could do? Anything we could cross out with this group right here? Yeah, the 5's. Andrew, A? What do two negatives make? A sign. What's the sign going to be? Positive or negative? Negative times a negative is a?
Positive.
So I've got negative 8 over 5. Negative times a negative is a positive. The x comes down. Plus 8 over 5. Victor, can you help me out? What's negative 8 over 5 plus 8 over 5? Yeah, just 0. Those go away. So what do I have left? What's the only thing left? What does that mean?
It is.
That means yes, these are inverses. Am I done? Did I do both? Did I check both directions? I have to do this one too. I know. I did not give you many problems on your assignment today because I know that these are long. So which equation are we going to start with? Which equation do we start with? The G. So I'm going to write down this equation. But instead of x, what am I going to do? No. A big space. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to write this off a little bit smaller so I got a little bit more room. What are we going to plug in now? What's going to fill in that big space? Perfect. Did I mess up? Yep, I did. There's not a good reason, just my brain's tired today. Marisa, can you tell me what we do with this negative 5 over 4? When it's outside the parentheses, what do we do with it? We do. What's the word we're using when we multiply just as one thing? But what is it called when you put it to a whole group? Starts with a D? Distribute. Good. We're going to distribute this to each thing. So I'm going to write it out. Now, do you guys see how the X is next to it? Always, you can put it on the top, or you can leave it next to it, doesn't matter. But it never goes on the bottom unless it was already written on the bottom. Miguel, do you see anything we could cross out? In this group, is there anything we could cross out? Yeah, the 5s. Edwin, do you see anything we could cross out? These 5s? Yeah. Bradley, do you see anything we could cross out? No? Right here. Do you see anything we can cross out? Yeah, the 4. And since they were both negative, I can flip it to be positives. Okay? So I'm going to write down what we have left. There's still a couple things. I've got a 2. I still have the x left. I still have a minus. I have 8 on top, and I have 4 on the bottom. Anybody, what is 8 divided by 4? Good. Andrew P., do you see anything we can do? So what do we have left? Does that make it a yes or a no?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Oh, do you guys still need that? I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, I'm gonna slide up. Okay, you guys, does it have a G? See how it has F and H? So this is gonna be fa, and this is gonna be hoff. So which one are we gonna set it up from? David, can you help me set this up? This one. No worries, I'm just gonna make sure I've got my attendance done. Angel? Okay. I'm making sure. When I can't see your faces, it's hard for me to know. Francisco's not here. Kevin's here. Matthew is here. Edwin is here. Andrew is here.
You want me to tell you already?
Pardon?
You want me to tell you already?
Didn't take attendance? I took it at the beginning and then they announced that the buses were late, so I stopped. Because I don't think it's fair to mark you absent when your bus got here late. That's not on you, that's on the bus. Jared? Okay. Do I have a Damien? You're Damien? Okay. And do I have Ivan?
Yeah.
You're Ivan? Okay. And post. Okay. David, when you're ready.
Let's put negative 2.
Good.
And operation.
Good.
And then -6.
Good job. David, you can popcorn to anybody you want in the whole class. You can pick anyone you want to go after you, okay?
Rolando.
Rolando, can you help me out? What do we put inside? You don't know?
Nope.
Do you want me to show you how you find out?
Yep.
Okay, you see how the F was first? See how the H is second? That means whatever second goes inside. So this whole... Exactly. Rolando, you can go ahead and popcorn to anybody you want. Ivan, you're up. What do we do now, sweetie? Okay, what's it called when you have a number in front of a parentheses? What do you do? Distribute. The 3 is going to go to the top, and the 2 is going to go to the denominator. Ivan, go ahead and popcorn to anybody you want. Pardon? Miguel? Miguel, you're up. Miguel, can you help me do just the top part? So I'm going to put this negative with the 3. It can't go with both of them, but I'm going to put it with the 3. Miguel, negative 3 times 2x? Almost. What's the sign? Negative 6 what? Thank you. Negative 3 times 5 is? Good. Go ahead and popcorn to anybody you want. Who's up? Riley? Who's Riley?
He said Brad.
Oh, Bradley. Bradley. 2 times 5, please. Go ahead and popcorn to anybody you want. Okay, Damien, I'm going to do the next step and then you're going to help me, okay? We need to be able to put these together. So I need a common denominator. So I'm going to put the 6 over the 1. Damien, what do I need to multiply the top and the bottom by to get a common denominator? What do I need to multiply 1 by to get 10?
10.
Trey?
Me.
Go ahead and popcorn to anybody.
Oh, so it's not a good question?
Well, you just answered the last one, didn't you?
No.
You didn't say 10?
No, Damien.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and popcorn to who you want.
Thank you.
Angel, you're up, sweetie. Angel, what are we going to put together? Does the 60 go with the 6x or the 60 go with the 15? you want me to ask it a different way?
Wait, say it again?
Okay, so do you see that 60?
Uh-huh.
Does that 60, can that go with the 15 or can that go with the 6x? Okay. Which one, does it have a variable? See how it doesn't have an x? So it has to go with the 15. Angel, help me out. What's negative 15 and negative 60 make? Anybody want to help?
Wait, are you talking about divide?
No, just add them. Negative 60, negative 15, what's it make?
Negative 75.
Negative 75. You guys, is that pretty?
Very.
I think it's ugly.
I think it's not.
There's nothing we can do to make that smaller, right? The 6 isn't going to divide by the 10. The 75 is not going to divide by the 10. Nothing's crossing out. This is as good as it gets. Did that equal x? That's a definite no.
I know. I don't like it.
We got to check the other direction. Let's go. Angel, who do you want to start with? Who you popcorn into? Okay. 1, but how do we start? Which equation are we going to use to start? Yeah, that's ugly, right? Big, fat, space. I already don't want to do this one. Okay, 1 popcorn to somebody. Damien, are you okay? Okay. If you don't want to pick, I can pick. Try, you're up. What's going to go on the inside?
It's going to go inside, negative 3/2x minus 6.
We got a whole layer cake going on. We got fractions and fractions. Oh, goodness.
Over a fraction.
Just take one step at a time. Try, who you picking? Go ahead, popcorn.
Rolando.
Again.
Oh, what's up with you, Bert? You know what I mean?
Rolando, you know. I'm going to ask you an easy one. What do I do with that 2 and this parentheses? What do we do with that?
Distribute.
Good job.
No,
Okay. What do I do with those 2 2s? What does that make? Anybody? Cross them out. So I've got... Oh, yeah. So I've got negative 3x, but we still have to have the 2 times the negative 6. What's 2 times negative 6? Anyone?
2 times what?
2 times negative 6. Yes, sir.
I get to see.
Pardon? If you'd like to, you may. You choose who? Again?
Yes.
I'm going to start making it so you can't pick the same people. If they already been picked, you can't pick them anymore.
All right, well then I'll pick Matthew.
Matthew, okay, help me out, Matthew. Negative 12 plus 5, what does that make?
Oh.
Same or different signs? So subtract. What's 12 take away 5? Yep. And it's going to be negative because the 12 was negative. Go ahead and popcorn to anybody you want. Kevin? Kevin, does the 3, is 3 divisible by 5? Is 7 divisible by 5? Are those like terms?
No.
That's as good as it gets. Does it equal x, y'all?
Definitely not.
That's a heck no.
You should still make it.
We got one more and it's super easy. Go ahead and flip to it when you're there. Go ahead and flip. Flip, flip. Okay, once again, it's going to be fog and goff. Angel, if you don't want me to take your phone, don't be on your phone. Let's set it up. Who hasn't gone?
There you go.
I don't think Jermaine's gone. Jermaine, set it up for us. Big parentheses, then what? Plus 1. Okay? Ivan? Can you tell me what goes inside? Yeah, can you use your words? Good. Victor, can you tell me what to do? Do I need these parentheses? Do we need those parentheses, y'all?
No.
There's no power, there's nothing to distribute, so we don't need them. So I have this. Can you help me out now? Victor, can you help me now? What goes together? Victor, what's 1 take away 1? Yeah. What's left? Is that easy? Oh. Then I better give you lots and lots of practice today, huh?
I don't like this.
All right, y'all. Marissa, can you set up this one for us? I'm sorry, you guys. I hear tapping, but I can't actually hear Marissa. I can't actually hear you. Okay. Which one's are we going to start with G or F? Okay, we just do the -1. The parentheses is instead of the X. Okay. Damien, what goes inside? So we got the F. So the F is second. So we're going to use that whole equation on the inside. You with me, Damien?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to help me finish this one up, okay? Do I need those parentheses anymore? How do you know? No power, nothing to distribute. Okay, Damien, 1 take away 1. What you got?
0.
Glad. So do I write down 0? Is 0 my answer?
No.
What? X is my answer. Does that make it a yes or a no?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. You're in for a day if that's hard. When you're done, roll down. We got one graph to do real quick.
I don't know how to do that.
Good thing. That is exactly why we're going over it. So the entire point of any math class is to make it so that you can speak and understand the language of math. Math is the language of science. So what I need you guys to do right now is, can you draw an axis right here? Just make the line fat. I'm gonna try to make it fat. Can the binders or whatever's getting thrown around be held? Okay. We're gonna do another axis right here. Actually, I'm gonna go up 2.
How many up to?
I'm just going up 2.
1, 2.
Okay. My first equation is f of x equals x plus 1. You don't have to write it down right there. I'm writing it down just because if I move back and forth from the top to the graph, it'll make you guys kind of dizzy. Okay, table number 1, Ben's table. On f of x, what's my y-intercept? Anybody at Ben's table? Good, so you're going to put a dot at 1. Rolando, your table, what's the slope on f of x?
And
The slope is the number in front of this x. What's the number in front of that x?
0.
Nope.
1.
1, so that means up 1, over 1. Up 1, over 1.
Thank you.
Use a straight edge. Use your ID if you need to. It should go perfectly through these points. As soon as I figure out where I'm at. Okay, what I would like you to please do is I need you to label this line. You're going to label it as f of x. David, your table is in charge of the next part. What's my y-intercept on g of x?
The what?
What's my y-intercept on g of x?
-1.
Good job, put you a dot. Matthew, your table's in charge. What is the what is the slope on this equation? The number in front of the x. Here, it's just a 1. So it's going to be the same slope. I'm trying to draw. Make sure that your graph has arrows. Make sure that it is straight. And I need you to label this one g of x. What I want you guys to see, this is the line y equals x. That's the highlighted line right there. Can you see that if you folded this graph in half on that line, that these would be mirror image?
Oh, yeah.
That's an easy way to look and see if things are inverses. We'll be using that next week. Let me show you exactly what you need to do right now. If you need me to put this back up, I will, but right now I want to show you what you need to get done.
What should be like? It's only some questions.
I don't know, it has a lot of questions, but there's only a couple hard ones.